Yeah, good evening, Rahul, and good evening to all my fellow panelists. No, I have to say this, Rahul, it's amusing and tragic at the same time. And I'll tell you why. You know, they promoted open defecation because they hated Modi's Swachh Bharat. They promoted obesity because they hated Modi's Fit India. Now they are promoting oppressive dress code because they hate Modi's government school uniform guideline. Modi hatred has transformed progressives into psychopaths. Now they are saying, pehle hijab, fir kitab. Let's hope Modi doesn't start promoting pranayam. Ye log to saans lena band kar denge. But Rahul, you only have to see the degeneration of our so-called feminists and activists on this issue. Today, all day, their old tweets and quotes have been discovered and outed. Before 2014, all of them, to each man and woman, were saying burqa is oppressive and a tool of subjugation. And I include even Muslim women here. But now they see burqa as liberating. Do they not have an iota of shame? Do they not see how they are destroying the lives of millions of gullible Muslim girls? If this isn't tragedy, I don't know what is. They themselves wear a bikini but want young girls to wear the burqa. How can you call yourself secular and at the same time fight for religious dress codes to be allowed in school? How can you call yourself objective when you outrage on Karnataka but are totally silent on Kerala, where the government is banned wearing of hijab over SPC uniform? The Kerala High Court has dismissed Muslim plea to wear hijab to school. And Kerala Muslim Education Society, that controls as many as 150 schools, has banned the niqab. Where are these leftists, wokes and Islamists when it comes to Kerala? Kya karte hain? But as I said, Rahul, beyond the hypocrisy and selectivity, there is a deeper issue here. And I want to address that time and again because I'm clear, Rahul, there should be one rule and no duplicity in implementing or following it. And when I say religious dress codes, symbols and identities, I mean all religions, no exception. So a school can ban hijab or a burqa even though Allah commands it. 24, 31, 33, 59. A school can ban it because it has a specific rule or a uniform. But it cannot at the same time, according to me, allow a tilak, kada, cross, turban or even janehu. Well, as long as these religious symbols are concealed and not exhibited, I'm fine. In any case, don't schools allow entry to circumcised boys? Circumcision is after all a religious commandment in Islam. It is essential. But because it is concealed, it should be fine. But then again, I ask a very simple question. Again, I'm asking it again, Rahul. What if tomorrow some religion or its God orders women to be shackled in ball and chain at all times? Would you demand that the school allow the girls to rattle and drag themselves in? And more important, Rahul, just 10 seconds. You know, we are right now balking when women believe in covering themselves from head to toe. We say that it is oppressive and psychologically damaging. But we, the same people, we keep quiet when the same women believe that the earth was created in a week and is flat. That is not oppressive. That is not psychologically damaging. I mean, I'll much rather we wore a cardboard box but believed in science. No, with due respect to Mr. Sheikh, I want to say this. Today, it's a live demonstration, Rahul, that any sensible Congress spokesperson or leader will sooner or later be suspended. What is Mr. Sheikh doing? I mean, the point of the matter is twofold. Number one, he represents Congress, whose scion represents Wayanad in Kerala. Show me one tweet or one outrage of Rahul Gandhi in the 3 instances in Kerala where the Kerala government has banned the hijab over SPC uniform, where the Kerala Muslim Education Society and 150 schools have banned the niqab, where the Kerala High Court has banned using hijab for school uniforms. Where is the outrage there? And when he's saying that it is a constitutional right, I'm sorry. Please go ahead. You are a lawyer, sir. Read the 2016 Kerala High Court judgment that banned hijab from school uniform. It says your right does not supersede the right of the school to prescribe a uniform. आप लॉयर हैं या क्या है मेरी समझ में नहीं आ रहा, लेकिन जो भी हैं आप कभी कांग्रेस से सस्पेंड नहीं होंगे क्योंकि जो सेंसिबल कांग्रेसीज होते हैं वो ही सस्पेंड होते हैं. Yeah, it's very clear on blasphemy, Rahul. The point is the Quran does not prescribe a punishment, but Allah does say in 33:57, those who abuse Allah and His Messenger, Allah has cursed them in this world and the hereafter and prepared for them a humiliating punishment. Indeed, The penalty for those who wage war against Allah, now that is all relative. What do you mean by waging war against Allah and His Messenger and strive upon earth to cause corruption is none, but that they be killed or crucified, or that their hands and their feet be cut off from the opposite sides, or that they be exiled from the land. That is for them a disgrace in this world, and for them in the hereafter is a great punishment. 533.
So if we go down this religious route, Dr. Ranganathan, I just want to ask you, since everyone wants now to put the hijab before the kitab, if you go down this route, you will end up in a jurisprudence of this nature also. And then they'll say, well, we have the right to cut off people's hands because that is what, is an essential part of our religion.
Yes, but do we not see that in evidence? In Kamlesh Tiwari's case, in Kishan's case, that has happened in Pakistan with gay abandon. You've seen that. In India, it is rare, but it is increasing. So the fact of the matter is, sooner or later, Rahul, you can, as I say, I quote the axiom, you can keep on snaring the fundamentals.
Right.
But for how long will you keep on sparing the fundamentalists? Yes. No,
the lady there, I think Mariam is her name, is absolutely right. You see, it is very depressing. This whole discussion is very depressing for an atheist like me, and I'll tell you why. Do you know, Ishkaran, you're talking of consent, but according to Census 2011, 155 million Indian infants aged 1 to
3 have been categorized as Hindu, Muslim, Sikh and Isai. Did the census lady knock and ask a 3-year-old Indian kid whether you are Hindu or Muslim? Did he say, nahi, main Hindu and Muslim nahi hu? So, when you can categorize children as religious, their parents have the right to, to take their lives towards the religion that is theirs. Secondly, you also know, Ishkaran, that Muslims need not follow the Child Marriage Act, Indian Child Marriage Act. In fact, the Gujarat High Court has adjudicated that an 11-year-old Muslim girl can actually marry. So, where is the...
Mariam is right, Ishkaran.
For the record.
Sanjay, you want to take my...
Obviously, you don't
take
have
your
a
time.
time.
Sanjay Jha, you can take Dr. Ranganathan's time. No problems. You speak, sir. Please.
No, I will take just 5 seconds. Why hasn't the spokesperson and supporters on the show, there are quite a few of them, why haven't they answered to the hypocrisy of the Sabrimala temple where the Hindu women's emancipation was the big issue? Why are these people from the BJP and the RSS and the Sanghis here on the show? Why aren't they telling us what is the truth on that? They have their hearts are bleeding on triple talaq, on hijab.
Yeah, no.
This is nothing but a political game plan, Rahul. I can tell you, your viewers...
Dr. Ranganathan, why don't you respond?
That this is nothing.
Why don't you respond to Sanjay Jha on Sabrimala?
The BJP.
On Sabrimala.
No, I think Sanjay has quite deliberately muddled the waters because his argument has been weak ever since the last 1 hour. It doesn't merit any response because Sabrimala is a completely different case. First of all, I was for the Sabrimala judgment, I still am. But I believe it is perceived discrimination because there are temples where men are also not allowed. Number one. Number two, I agree with Miss Miriam and I disagree with my great friend Shazia for the simple reason that if a Sikh or someone who is wearing a turban or a janehu or a tilak or someone who is a Jew, for example, who is circumcised can be allowed entry, then someone who is wearing a hijab must be allowed entry. Or you ban entry for everyone who is displaying a religious symbol, or you allow everyone. A law has to be watertight. A law cannot be subjective or a law cannot be discriminatory. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
So to Miss Miriam,
so let me
one second.
Let me 1 second. Let me set the baseline here. First of all, viewers, there is no talk about hijab or about turban or tilak in the government order. I don't know if anyone has read it. There is no talk. This is the rule. Section 133(2) of the Karnataka Education Act gives the state the power to give such directions to the officers or authority under its control as in its opinion are necessary or expedient for carrying out the purposes of this act. And it shall be the duty of such officer or authority to comply with such directions. Who are these directions given to? The CDC. The CDC says comply with the uniform. Not whether you should wear a hijab or a turban or a tilak, doesn't mention anything. Just comply with the uniform. The school in question says, this is our uniform. They gave out a declaration for students to sign, and they said nothing above and beyond that. And they enforced it. Equally, no saffron shawls, no hijabs. But we've had a massive showdown, and India is being called intolerant. The same thing was done in Kerala, viewers. In Kerala, the High Court upheld the right of the institution to throw the dress code in the face of the student and said comply to the last letter and T. It was done. No protest, nothing happened. It was not seen as some Hindutva imposition, fight for rights and hijab first, kitab second. In fact, the Kerala, a Muslim organization in Kerala, in fact, the Educational Society came out and said in none of our schools will hijab be allowed. No problem there also. Any protests? Nada. Zero. Zero protest. But Karnataka mein to protest hi protest chal raha hai. Suddenly we've all become Hindutva vadis. Think about it, viewers. I leave it at that.